Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm here to fireside chat with my bro at crypto_bitlord. How goes it, bro?
Yeah, good mate. Good. How you doing? I seen you this thing a while ago. I was like looking forward to get on. So we're here now, mate, and I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while. I think the last time I saw you was in Vegas at World CryptoCon.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I remember that. I remember going out meeting a lot of the guys, and I think we did a little bit of partying maybe at least once. So that was good. That was good, and it's coming up again, man. So look, I love Vegas. I'd like to get out there, and if you're gonna be there, man, uh, you know, I guess we'll have some fun.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely be out there. Somehow World CryptoCon seems to fall on my birthday every year, so it's one of those like treat yourself moments to go out to Vegas and have like fun at a crypto conference. And dude, I'll be honest, it was a real honor to share a panel with you at World CryptoCon. That was pretty awesome. It was one of the highlights, like being able to be on a panel with people like you and Robert Beatles and even the old guy. What was it, Vampire Chart? Like that was an awesome little panel we got to put on.
Yeah, it's good fun, man. I think that was like the second one that I've ever done like that. It's just cool to get on there, talk some shit, and yeah, just enjoy yourself, man. So I want to do more of those things this year. I want to go to more conferences, like have some fun. So look, I'm keeping my eye out. Whatever's out there, I want to know about it. So
What are your thoughts? There's one coming up I'm headed to be a speaker at with Crypto Investment Summit, CIS, in LA.
oh, I heard about that. It was a bit short notice for me, so I'm just sort of. I think it's in a week or two. Is that right?
Yeah, it's in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm going to miss that, mate. I only just heard about it not too long ago, so I'll step out. But I know there's a few more coming up, so there's probably three that I'm looking at. Look, I consider going back to the World Crypto Con. Uh, you know, I know a lot of people go there. It's good to see everyone. There's one in Greece coming up October that I'm
Ooh.
thinking about. I've never been to Greece, and maybe one in Asia somewhere. Whatever pops up, I don't know yet.
Yeah, I just got back from an Asian conference at Token 2049 in Hong Kong, and it was different. I've never been to a conference really that far away from the U.S., and I've been to about 6, 7 countries, but never been to Asia. And the Hong Kong conference was pretty different. It wasn't so. Or at least I guess in this time in this space there isn't really much room for it, but there wasn't so many like ICO cash grabby type of booths. There was like one booth that had an ICO going on and nobody went to that booth. It was like, yeah, you get that. That's what you deserve.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be good to see something like that, mate. Because a few of the things that I've been to, even like early things like the Bitcoin meetups and stuff that we used to have. I mean, I used to go there, and there'd literally be people just like shilling their shit, and it's like, can you fuck off? Like, we just want to talk Bitcoin and crypto. It's not like some money grab thing. So to hear that at the Hong Kong thing, man, that's awesome. I would have loved that.
Yeah, even there though, and at every conference I've been to, I think I was over 50 to 60 conferences last year, man, and it's hard to find a
Ah,
Bitcoin booth. There's never a booth just for Bitcoin. The closest I could find was bitcoin.com, and that was at Consensus, and they were shilling BCH. Nowhere is there a booth that just promotes Bitcoin.
yeah, that's crazy, man. But the thing is, like, if you had something like that, I mean, you would have guys like Craig Wright and Roger Ver, setting up a little tent and saying, "Oh, this is a Bitcoin tent. Like, this is what's happening." When, in reality, it's, what is Bitcoin? Like, what exactly is Bitcoin here? There's everybody has a, well, not everybody, but some of these fools have a different opinion, and it's just gonna, like, to me, it's like a clusterfuck. There's only one Bitcoin, and that's as simple as that, and that's what we're trading right now.
Yeah, Bitcoin's like Jet Li I think says, Bitcoin's like water. You could pour Bitcoin into money, you could pour it into technology, you could pour it into pretty much anything. Bitcoin's blockchain is going to engulf pretty much anything. We don't need as many of these, frivolous blockchains that are popping up left and right, but it's fun to see these experiments come and go. But I wonder, like, how did you get into this space? I always get guests that come on, and it's interesting how people first find out about Bitcoin, because usually it's like, oh, I heard about it and then I got back in, and I'm just curious, like, how did Bitlord get started in Bitcoin?
Okay, so I guess pretty much like the most way you'd hear about it, like 2011, 2012, is you'd hear something about the Silk Road or something like that, and
Exactly.
you know, you'd hear about this marketplace. It'd be interesting. You know, it's just interesting to any normal person. It's interesting, and then when you actually discover how it works and what's fueling it is Bitcoin, and the way that Bitcoin works and what's behind it, then yeah, I guess, you know, from that moment you're pretty much hooked. So that's pretty much end of the story, mate. Like it was that simple. And you know, any earlier than that, it had to be a real sort of niche community, something real sort of unique to be able to hear about it. Like, you know, basically on like a cypherpunk mailing list or something like that. You had to be like an uber nerd into cryptography or something, which, look, there weren't too many guys around, you know, like that back then. It was a very small and concentrated community. So, you know, most of the early guys, they would have heard of Silk Road, and that's that.
Yeah, I think Ross doesn't get enough credit for on-ramping and starting the mainstream use case of a peer-to-peer marketplace for Bitcoin. Like, before Silk Road, it was Papa John's Pizza, and that was just a joke. It was a meme. You know, somebody sent 10,000 Bitcoin to get two pizzas in New York City from Papa John's, and until then, we had no real use. It was just a speculative trading, you know, thing. And then we had Silk Road, where you could get goods and services. And you know, I'd like to highlight that there wasn't, you know, much malicious shit on there until the FBI took it over. After they took it over, that's when everything went downhill on Silk Road. The community did a pretty good job of sifting out all the crap and getting it off of there. And I'm wondering, you know, we both share something that's pretty common. We got like crypto tattoos and shit. What inspired you to get your first one? What was your first crypto tattoo?
Look, I can't remember, to be honest, like which one started, but I think it was this wrap here, like across there, and then it started like.
Is that a public address or a private key?
That's the Genesis block hash, like down there.
Oh, dope.
And yeah, then there's some more magic numbers in code with trust. So there's a bit going on there, but I think it was the wrap that was started. And I mean, I was in Vegas at the time last year or the year before. I really can't remember now. I mean, it was fucking crazy. I had the most amazing time. I was there for 2 weeks. I basically partied for 2 weeks. This is when Bitcoin was like 20K a pop. So, you know, 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoin. I mean, it was a great trip. There was a lot of Bitcoins, and it was like one of the first real times that I'd actually gone out and spent a couple of these things. So I had an absolute ball, man. I stayed in some pretty cool places, met some interesting people, partied like I never thought was possible. And
was that when you partied with the Morecoin guys at the Hyde Bellagio Club? Because I remember seeing you were there with them.
No, that was way, okay, this was way before that. So I went out to I was supposed to spend about a week there, and extended my trip by another week. I think it was about halfway through, mate. I'd been drinking nonstop for 1 week. I was obviously heavily medicated. You know, there's a lot of weed and other activities out there. So I was up to everything, mate. And then I'd wanted to get some crypto tattoos for a while, and I thought, you know what, now's a good time. So I literally walked into this place and said, you know, like Vegas Tattoos or something, like right on the strip. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And, you know, I hadn't saved things for a while, and I was like, all right, let's go for it. Let's start putting them on there. And it just went like that. So, you know, I've got a lot more sort of planned like everywhere, and it's going to be like here and there. So it's just, you know, when the moment's right and you feel it, it's the best time to, you know, get in and do it. So that's the sort of story, mate.
Yeah, I got one tattoo right here, the Monarch tattoo. I got that in Vegas with Fluffy Pony at the Paris casino. They have a tattoo shop there. It was during DEF CON, and everybody asked me like, oh, do you hold Monero? I'm like, dude, I've never held a Monero. I'll never hold Monero. I don't have any Monero, and I'm not interested. But I got the tattoo just because it was a moment with Fluffy Pony in Vegas, and I love Fluffy, and I have nothing against Monero. I choose to use Dash when it comes to like privacy, and I could use Bitcoin for everything else. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do get a lot for my tattoos. I get a lot of crap for my Dash tattoo and stuff, and I'm sure you get some shit for your Ripple tattoo as well, right?
Yeah, so like here and there sometimes, but you need to understand. I mean, mostly, you know, these people have lower IQ. They're uneducated. They don't know what it is. So it's that simple. And look, there's more to the Ripple logo than most would think. But it's a long story. And And look, you know, I was around when Ripple was like, you know, half a US cent. I mean, I shielded for years. I got my tattoos when it was around $3, so that's you know, that's
I can
enough for me. And
respect that.
I'm not holding Ripple right now, so
Right,
you
right.
know,
I could double respect that. I did the same. I made a YouTube video where I bought a couple thousand XRP at 3 cents. Maybe I started at a penny. I bought some more at 3 cents. And this was like in YouTube videos. I'm just playing around with pennies. It goes up over
yeah.
$3 and then I have to go and sell it on the open. I'm like, might as well make a YouTube video. So I did a live stream of me dumping thousands of XRP at like $3.70.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I dig it. So what are you doing now in this in life, man? You're doing a lot more than just crypto. I see on Instagram you're like becoming an Instagram fitness model over there, dude. It's starting to make me motivated and envious at the same time. I want to go to the gym and just run at you like and just start, you know, fuck this guy. I can do it too. So what are you doing to stay in shape so much, man? Like how do you do it?
Dude, it's like, okay, it was like it started a couple of years ago, mate. Like literally I spent years actually. I spent years in bed, like just fucking in bed, mate. I mean, I couldn't even get out of bed. I was so fucking depressed. There was all sorts of shit going on. I was still trading crypto, and crypto was like pretty much what saved me. But you know, I just decided, like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. I got down to like the skinniest I ever was. I would never see sunlight. I wouldn't even want to leave the house. I thought, you know what, I want to get back to like sort of where I used to be. I want to be happy. I want to be like fit, healthy, and strong, and enjoying life. So, you know, I just started doing simple shit like, you know, dips and push-ups inside because I didn't want to go to a gym. I fucking hate people. I fucking hate gyms. So I started doing that until I built up enough confidence and strength to even go and sign up to a gym. I went and signed up to a gym, you know, started going like, you know, late at night when nobody was around. And then I got back onto algae, which was like a major thing for me when I was younger. I used to take a lot of algae. And I don't believe in supplements. I believe in like 95% of them are bullshit. Even like, you know, the vitamins and minerals and stuff like that, they're all like, you know, mass-produced synthetic Chinese Indian chemicals that your body can't absorb. So, you know, I spent like years and years researching algae and actually understanding, look, you know, this is one of the world's first life forms on the planet. It is so dense in nutrients. It has so many specific and super nutrients that you just can't attain from the modern diet. I mean, it's got some absolute crazy stuff in it. And for me, it's like, you know, when I'm taking this shit, I literally believe that, you know, I'm getting the nutrition that nobody else is getting. I'm getting these super nutrients. So I'm thinking, all right, I can push myself harder, faster, and stronger. And that, you know, I can be smarter because no one else is on this shit. And when you research and when you find out what's in it, you know, I feel like, you know, if you're actually researching and learning about it, look, you'll be on that same page. So, mate, it's been like the past 6 months that I've really started pushing myself, like fucking going in the gym, saying, you know what, I want this. I want to get big. I want to get strong, and I'm going to do it. So I've been taking a fuckload of algae. I've been hitting the gym, like, you know, nearly every day, mostly like 7 days a week, and just like pushing it, mate. And it's working. It's working, mate. I'm getting big. I'm getting stronger. And,
dude, I've seen it. You look like a totally different dude from Vegas, and that was just November. Like, ooh, it's insane the progress that you've made in like 5 months, dude. I'm sitting here, I follow you on Instagram, like watching the progress. I'm like, I mean, not for nothing, like you weren't not ripped, but you weren't this ripped 5 months ago. I'm just sitting here like, dude, the progress is real. Like, you're documenting it in like vlog form. So like, congrats on all that, because it is paying off. But is it like, how are you doing with like the diet, you know? Because that's where I find, like, I could go to the gym every day, but then I get home and I medicate a little bit and I ruin it with 10 minutes of munchies, you know, an hour worth of working out's down the drain.
Okay, like the diet's one of the biggest things. I mean, like, quite interesting. When you take a lot of algae, you're not going to crave like, you know, salty, sugary, fatty sort of foods. I mean, like, I find myself when I'm on like over 10 grams or so, I don't want to eat any sugary stuff. I don't want to eat any like really junky stuff. It gets to a stage where, like, you know, I'm pretty much just eating whole foods right now. Like, you know, I'll eat, you know, steak, a little bit of vegetables, meats, things like that, and mostly algae. So, like, algae makes up, I'd probably say like I like to say it's like a quarter of my diet.
Wow.
In a way, but I mean, if you did the maths on like the, you know, the grams and stuff like that, it's It's probably not. It's probably much less than a quarter. But the thing is, I've actually cut out a lot of stuff that I know I don't need to eat, and I don't feel like it. So for me, if I'm like feeling like something weird or whatever the case, like literally, man, I just like smash a glass of algae and I'm good. So I'll do like a single strain, like a cholera, spirulina. You can supplement your foods with that a lot. But some of the super strains that are really powerful, you can only have a certain amount per day. So
what's the difference between algae? What do you mean there's like different algae? You can only have a certain amount of some? Like what the heck's the difference between?
Yeah, dude,
I thought there was only like algae. That was it.
There's like hundreds, thousands of different strains.
Fuck.
But there's only really a handful, a very small amount that we know about. And a smaller amount that we can actually consume and that are good, that are really good for us. Some algae are actually extremely toxic and they'll fucking kill you.
Damn.
So you can't just go take it in algae. So the strains that I use 6 strains. I use a single strain lab grown cholera, spirulina, H. plovius, which is Haematococcus plovius, Dunaliella salina, which is I got a brick of this stuff right here. This I just got this the other day actually.
You're gonna get rated showing that on a live stream.
Hopefully not. AFA, which is the one I'm drinking now, and Schizotritium sp. So pronunciation might be a little bit off, but each one is like very specific, and you take for there's a specific nutrient profile in that. So I'm just like I can take a lot of spirulina, a lot of cholera. You can't take so much of the super strains, but man, like I just smash this shit all day, and it's like my recovery is pretty much like overnight or 2 days max. I mean, if I really fucking push myself, if I smash my my chest or something like that in 2 days, I could do another full maximum session on it. Like recovery is just off the chain.
So you don't use like pre-workouts or recovery aids or any supplements, just the algae?
Nope. This is it. This is a comprehensive thing, mate. So the astaxanthin in H. plovius is going to assist you in the recovery. I mean, you can read all about it on nanomorph.co. Basically, I don't take any pre-workouts because I don't want to like think it's like I don't want to take caffeine before I'm going to the gym. I don't need that motivation. I already have it. It's like snorting a line of coke before going to the gym. To me, it doesn't make sense, so I don't do it. Instead, I'll just like load up on the algae, and I'd rather feel good and motivated 24/7 than just try to rely on a pre-workout to get me going. That's why I don't take it. I believe that you've got to really want it and feel it 24/7. So that's where the algae comes into play. And look, there's a lot of these super nutrients that there's a lot of scientific studies that show that they promote good feelings, they promote your mood, they're fantastic. So example, the AFA has got the those things in chocolate, those feel good chemicals, phenethylamines. Well, AFA is actually probably one of the densest sources of food that we have for those chemicals. So when you drink this shit, you're actually supposed to feel good, like from within.
Oh, so it boosts like your serotonin levels.
Yeah, man. So like I take this stuff, 2-3 times a day. 1 or 2 grams. I've been up to 10 grams on this stuff, but
I can see why it craves it. I can see why it curves the cravings for the munchies if you're getting that same stimulant, that same mental stimulant that you would get from the junk food.
That's it, man. I mean, look, when you drink this stuff, you can taste the sort of chemical tinge to it. I'm not joking. Like the AFA is probably one of the most noticeable.
What does it taste like?
This tastes like there's like a chemical tinge to it. It's like an aftertaste of a chemical tinge. If anybody's ever had pure phenylalanine or whatever the fuck you call it, which is like another supplement, it sort of tastes a little bit like that. It's like I don't know if you guys have like tried any designer drugs or bath salts. In a way, it's got a tinge like that towards the end of it. But look, I don't talk about that side of it too much, but look, man, like AFA is very high in those feel good things. And a lot of the times that people talk about getting them out of chocolate, you can't actually get them out of chocolate because once you roast the chocolate, you grind the beans, you process it, it loses that. But yeah, if you ever do try the AFA, you'll see that chemical tinge that I'm talking about, and that is the phenethylamines. And in short, they're basically what you call substituted amphetamines.
Have you ever tried Soylent?
Look, I don't like grains. I've done I've done a bit of research into grains and like, you know, when they actually introduced them to the human diet and what actually started happening. I mean,
Yep.
you know, this research goes back thousands of years and men made like grains are like the fucking death of us, mate. They're like the worst possible thing that we can put in our body. And look, we plow ourselves with these things every day. So I try to avoid them. Look, I do like corn chips. I fucking love corn chips. But I'm thinking about it. I'm smart about it. I don't know. Like, you got to be careful when you're eating this shit. You can't eat too much, but you can't go crazy because we've seen the studies. We know what it's going to do to you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's been linked to a lot to do with like obesity and diabetes and everything else, but it's in everything. It's so hard to get away from. It's literally in everything.
Exactly. I mean, you know, look at most things that you're going to eat throughout the day. There's grains in it. Any sort of snack, there's fucking grains in it. It's everywhere. You know, like I try to avoid it as much as I can. Look, in the past, like I had drank soy milk, and I don't know if like it's just because I've been like brainwashed by watching all this like, you know, anti-soy. But I swear to God, man, I started feeling like a bitch after I've been drinking soy. I'm not joking, man. I swear it does something. And I mean, I'm sure there's studies and there's like information out there that proves it. But you know, if you've seen those documentaries when they introduce grain to the diet, you know what I'm talking about. It's fucking bad stuff, mate. So, you know, I'm always looking for like new sources of nutrients of food. And when you look for like the number one answer, like that number one superfood, like that nothing can compare to, you're going to end up straight at algae. That is it. Like hands down, there's nothing on the planet that is more nutritious and dense in nutrients than algae. That's what it comes down to. And these things you can actually absorb. So, you know, I get fucking so excited and wound up when I talk about algae, mate. It's like, you know, it's a fucking obsession, man. I love this stuff.
Well, you got nanomorph.co. Is it possible to like, you know, buy algae with Bitcoin, or is it what do you got going on over there?
Okay, this brings me back to Bitcoin. We're gonna talk about a bit about Bitcoin. You know what fucks me off to no end? When I started building Nanomorph, right, there wasn't a problem with it. I had everything set up. Then I got to go ahead and start, you know, making a few sales. I mean, I sold like 10 units like that. And then I get an email from Shopify, and they said to me that they're suspending my payment system. So I can't accept payments on my store. And I'm like, why the fuck? So I get in contact with support, and they say, because you're actually selling a pseudo pharmaceutical. This algae, this lab-grown shit, is classified as a pseudo-pharmaceutical. So they put me in the same league as THC, CBD, you know, the other drugs and things like that you literally have to walk into a store and buy from like a fucking chemist and shit. So they shut down my payments. Then I'm trying to integrate new payment systems. And guess what? Nobody wants to serve you if you're selling a pseudo-pharmaceutical. It's like trying to sell THC. No banking partners want to work with you. So it's been a fucking nightmare. And then I've just put up a notice saying, look, if you want to buy the stuff, you got to get in contact with through me, through the Discord. I can only do BTC payments. So that's what's happening right now. It's very frustrating.
Damn.
Because now I'm starting to see, I'm like, hold on, like now you understand what these other guys are going through that are trying to do CBD and THC and stuff like that. And even where THC is legal, they won't do as a banking partner. What fucking insanity is this? What the fuck is this? It's driving me crazy. And it's like, it's very hard when you're trying to operate a business and you're basically unbanked. That's the situation right now. So look, I'm working through that, but at the same time, I'm still doing some stuff in crypto. So you know, I reckon this week I'm gonna have to, you know, look for more partners. There's a whole bunch of partners that they recommend, but look,
check out Open Bazaar. You know, it's a decentralized marketplace, and I think Particle, I met them in Hong Kong at Token 2049, and they're a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency decentralized marketplace. So you could accept crypto, and basically it's the same thing, you know, just contact me, you send somebody a link, and they get a link to your online store. Open Bazaar is pretty same, but you run your own server for your own website.
Yeah, look, I'm familiar with Open Bazaar. I've used Open Bazaar in the past, but the problem is because the market for algae, I mean, it's crypto and algae are two totally different things. Right. I'm trying to break into the normies. Like a lot of normies take, you know, pre-workouts and all these supplements and stuff, but have never heard of Bitcoin or haven't used it. And for them to go ahead and then buy Bitcoin and do it, it's a huge barrier. And your conversion rate is going to drop down to like 0.1%. Nothing's going to happen. So I need credit card payments on the store to be able to get these normies. So I get a lot of normies like messaging me. They're like, dude, like, I want to get some, but how do I fucking do it? Like, I don't know how to get Bitcoin and shit. And it's like, oh, these guys have no idea about Bitcoin. They know nothing. So it's like, for them, even understanding a wallet address, it's like, oh, it's a fucking massive concept. It's almost like you've got to educate them to be able to get it. So it's like, as you can understand, it's so hard. So for now, look, I've just got like a whole bunch of guys in crypto that have got it. And look, worst case scenario, having it so it's crypto exclusive, even to the normies, it does. It's like it's a pseudopharmaceutical. It's like a sort of like a nootropic in a way. It's very it's very exclusive. It's very unique, and that sort of adds to it. Not the fact that the payment process won't support it. But look, I'm pretty confident that we'll get one come through this week.
All right, man, that's awesome. It sucks that you're dealing with that problem, but at least you have an option. You always have Plan B. And I think it's an interesting thought that, if you offered an incentive to the normies, they may go out of their way. So if you can figure out that, payment processing problem, maybe you could offer them like 10% off if they pay with Bitcoin. And it might be worth their while to figure out how to do the Bitcoin thing for 10% off, since, you have a big, normie market and no coiner market.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, the thing is like, offering that discount, but as well, like, when you're shopping for something, you see something you really like, and it's like when you can just click it and buy it.
Impulse buy, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, it's so much easier, but I mean, it is a big barrier, and I guess I'm just gonna work on breaking it down and making it easier. But for now, we've got a whole bunch of people that are in the Discord. I think it was like 80 or 90 of us. Some of these people are non-crypto. They found us through SEO. So we're about to start shipping the first stage of Nanomorph, which is exciting. There's a whole bunch of people that are going to be like, communicating and saying, what their body's going through, changes, stuff like that. Everyone's going to be on the dosing schedule. Very important. You can't just go ahead and take this shit. You need to slowly introduce your body to it. If you just decide to take a full dose, it's gonna wreck you. It's gonna cause a whole bunch of stomach problems. You're probably gonna get diarrhea and
too much of a good thing. Yeah, you gotta do moderation.
Well, if your body's never had those nutrients like this, your body's never. Well, most people they've never processed pure astaxanthin. They might have had a tiny bit through salmon, but then that is a synthetic astaxanthin that you get through petrochemicals. So, on that subject, why salmon's pink? It's not supposed to be pink. It's supposed to be red. All the salmon that's pink, it's got that bright hue pink. That's actually, farm salmon that add synthetic astaxanthin to the stock feed. Animal, pig fats, vegetable mix and stuff like that. That add the synthetic astaxanthin that's derived from petrochemicals, and it colors the salmon pink. Real salmon is fucking red. Bright red. You can Google that shit right now and you'll see the astaxanthin that we sell, the hematog H. plavius, the shrimp eat that. The shrimp all eat the H. plavius, then bigger fish eat the shrimp, it gets passed through their fats, and then the salmon eat that, builds up. That's where the salmon get their red. So, when you start changing an animal's natural food source, whether it be ducks, chickens, fucking cats, pigs, whatever, you start altering, the natural nutrients inside that thing. So, when you're looking at a highly modernized farmed cow, it doesn't have the same nutrient density as like a lush, wild, organic thing. And you can see that example, what happens when we, take the salmon and farm it. You see it in the color. And look, it's very hard for me to eat salmon now when I see a pink salmon, because I know it's not salmon. To me, it's like...
It would be the same if I saw a red salmon. I'd be like, something's fucking wrong with this salmon. I'm used to seeing the pink mainstream salmon. So that's a weird mind opener. And I learned that about things like eggs and shit too, that like, eggs are bleached and other types of foods are processed. Flour's even bleached so it looks white, and sugar is bleached to look white. I'm like, why is everything fucked with so many crazy chemicals just to appear a different shade?
Yeah, well, dude, where they get the egg yolk from? Because if the egg yolk, when they're farmed like mass, it goes a weird, yucky sort of color. So they have to color it. And the only way they can color it is through the natural dye. So they'll use a synthetic version of something like beta-carotene or astaxanthin. So they use a synthetic version because it's produced chemically, very cheap, very cheap. It's a total different chemical structure. It's not for your human. It's not for the human body. Because to buy something and feed them something like, this D-Selena, which is certified organic. I'm just covering my name and all that sort of shit. This stuff here is very, very fucking expensive. It's very expensive.
How much is that? Was that a kilo?
Yeah, this is a brick. That's a kilo of the D-Selena. I just got this the other day, a whole box of them. So this is the, it's the Dunaliella. I just say D-Selena, it's easier. This stuff here it's very, very dense in beta-carotene. They actually sell this to Big Pharma to extract beta-carotene for natural carotene pills, or some people do it synthetically.
What's it retail for on nanomorph.co?
Yeah, well, I mean, this, you can't buy this stuff yet. This is one of the strains that go into the Nanomorph, the flagship product, which is what people start the 3-month course on. That's basically how I get so fucking big is using it like that. But I will stock some small amounts of this stuff. I'll probably do like 10 gram things with microscoops, because you can only really have like 0.25 of a gram. Is pretty much a fucking stupid.
So that'll last a while then.
What's that?
A little bit of that will go a long way. It lasts a while.
Oh, mate, this shit's like fucking coke. I mean, that's a lot of cocaine. That's a lot. So, 10
if he gets raided, it's not my fault, okay? It's not. I'm taking all responsibility off the table. All right, last question, last topic to kind of wrap things up around. What are your thoughts on a lot of these, fitness data mining applications going the way of blockchain? I'm starting to see a couple different things pop up where they're creating their own shit coins and rewarding people for monetizing their fitness and data and stuff like that. Like, there's an app that on my phone that if I run a mile, they'll give me a couple like shit coins and stuff. And I think that's a good on-ramp to, kind of incentivizing the mainstream to start exercising. If we could incentivize them through the reward system and just, capitalize on the data that they provide. Hey, I started at 200 pounds. 9 months later, I'm at 150 pounds. That data is very valuable. So we can now incentivize people and reward them for that data, right?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept, using tokens to reward people and stuff like that. But I think what it comes down to is, value of the token. They're getting some sort of, this token worth value. And if it pumps, obviously people are going to want to sell it. But what gives it value at the end of the day? Because, do they have a never-ending supply of tokens? Are they looking to increase the price of the token or the asset, the reward, whatever it is? It's a very interesting way to look at things and how they're actually structuring it long term. How is this economically sound? How does this work long term? So I think it's great. There's more tokens, there's more coins, there's more shit out there. But I think what it really comes down to is the fact that they use these tokens, they sell these tokens in an ICO or something like that, and that's how the company raised money to then go ahead and create this app or create this thing. But they're taking money. How is they actually going to be giving that back? Because with security, if you're buying into the company, you own the shares. If the company does well, then you're entitled to a dividend. In this case, if you're just giving people tokens and the tokens don't have any attribution to the company, what do the people get out of it? So that, I guess that brings us back to tokenized securities. And if the token itself was a security, people could hold it like that, then they'd have a share in it. But I guess this is a whole new conversation. But I think, look, the more crypto gets out there, in the long term, the better.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't think everybody's wondering if this is good or bad for Bitcoin, and honestly, there's nothing bad for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's fine. Nothing threatens it. Nothing will threaten it, and if anything, it'll strengthen it. If one of these fitness apps figure out how to monetize data like that, and reward in shitcoins, somebody's going to figure out the same model and just apply Satoshis to it, and people can earn now Bitcoin doing the same thing. And why would I choose to earn a shitcoin when I could download another fitness app and earn Satoshis and earn some Bitcoin? So there's nothing bad for Bitcoin. This is all in the best, for mainstream adoption. We're going to see tons of these blockchains come and go, like we've seen, ColecoVision and Dreamcast and all these different game consoles and operating systems. They all came and gone, but we still have Linux, and it's Bitcoin. We're still going to have Bitcoin in the end. It's just going to be strengthened by all these other, blockchains and projects. So much appreciate your time, BitLord. Thanks again. Let everybody know where they can find you and a little bit about nanomorph.co and where they can get in touch with you to purchase some algae.
Mate, guys, look, as Ken said, he's been following what I've been up to on Instagram. Things have been going pretty good. Started really skinny, starting to stack on the muscle now. Things are going great. I'm happy with it. If you want to get on the Nanomorph course, it's basically a 3-month course with a dosing schedule. It's pretty serious shit. It's not it's not your standard sort of supplement. You need to be in the Discord. Basically, go to nanomorph.co, get in the Discord, send me a direct message. You can only pay for Bitcoin direct to me because our payment gateway is down. And then, we're all going to, basically everyone's going to be starting the course together. So you can interact, you can talk with other people, discuss the changes and the feelings that your body's going through. And, that's it, guys. The whole point of it is, look, you're taking a super nutrient. You're taking something that your body's never had before. It's allowing you to do things that you wouldn't be able to do previously. So it's about getting fit, healthy, stronger, and looking really good. I mean, this shit's fucking amazing for your skin. So it's that simple, guys. Nanomorph.co. That's pretty much all I've got to say for now, Ken.
All right, guys, check out @crypto_bitlord on Twitter. Visit nanomorph.co. Hop up in the Discord, grab yourself some algae, and come back. Drop some comments in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think of the algae supplement and everything. If you tried it, let me know what your thoughts are. If you haven't tried it, let me know what your doubts are and what's keeping you on the edge of your seat about trying it. And let's keep the conversation going in the comment section below. As always, guys, don't forget to pound a thumbs up, share this on social media, and have a day.